Okay, so I want to talk about this splash page on page 95. It has nudity in it, so I'm not sure how much I can show of the page, but it's that page. So I wanted to talk about this splash page because it really struck out to me when I was reading it. Of course, I was reading this book out loud to Ellie, which I'm sure she's going to go into more detail in her own vlog. But both reading and describing out loud, both the dialogue and the pictures was a very interesting experience for me. As I have read books out loud before, however, nothing like this. That being said, this page where Teak is facing a tsunami-sized wave of naked and afraid hit me. Teak is afraid in this panel. She has her arm raised and she's shouting, "No, I can't," with the text bubbles. And I feel like this is something to talk about because it plays into the whole, when you're pregnant, everything's perfect, that we've talked about in class before, where motherhood is seen as a very either fragile feminine thing, and that and this plays into that, at least to me it does. Of course it's comedic in that she's naked and that the wave is huge and it's all metaphoric and whatnot, because she uses comedy to downplay a lot of the things that hit her hard during pregnancy, but the tone of fear and feeling trapped still resonates from this page. There isn't a lot of stories from mothers during or even after their pregnancy, at least not ones that are like this book. The ones that deal with the self-doubt of mothers and whatnot, it's usually all everything's sunshine and rainbows and she's glowing, she's looking beautiful, etc. So feeling pain and knowing that the pain is just going to increase and having absolutely no say about how much pain there's going to be, that's a terrifying feeling, and not one that we see a lot in a lot of pregnancy stories, at least ones that I've read. The wave to me represents the increased pain that Teak is going to have with her as her contractions increase, waiting to fall onto Teak, and that's the baseline impression that I got from that, because the whole pain comes in waves, you're gonna have a wave of pain, and that's the outside surface of what the wave represents. However, this is also right before she starts having a lot of self-doubt about herself as both a parent and being able to have this baby without completely breaking down. So to me, this wave could also represent, with that context in mind, the oncoming wave of failure that she quote-unquote knows is going to happen. She's not allowing herself to be mindful of her condition, that pain makes things harder, and brings a lot of self-doubt. But in that moment, Teak is trying and unable to run away from the inevitable, in her mind at least, failure, the inevitable failure of giving birth and being a parent, and the more realistic oncoming wave of pain in her contractions. So the wave represents both the oncoming pain that she's going to have, and also her fear and her failure that's going to happen soon.